Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch, January 25th edition. Taking a look at the infrared satellite now, you can see the strong ridge of high pressure over the west coast of North America. But this is going to change here as we go through the weekend. We're going to bring some Arctic air across Pacific Northwest. It's going to spawn a system that will move down all the way across the coast of California. Not a big rainmaker, but it is pretty chilly, and it's going to bring some snow to the higher terrain here as well. Take a look at that in some detail coming up. But first, we have some Santa Ana winds, possibly strong across Southern California. We'll look at that detail here. Also coming up right now, this is National Weather Service Los Angeles, LA Ventura Mountains, possible 75 mile per hour gusts coming up here. Ventura LA Valleys 55, Malibu Strip, Ventura Coast 50. So watch out for these big winds coming out there, strongest winds on through the day Thursday. Great graphic here from the National Weather Service Los Angeles, and another one from them as well. Watch out for those rip currents and some wave action there along the beaches if you are out around the beach areas today. Good graphic there again. Now you can see the wind forecast, not too bad for the rest of the state here. Maybe the higher terrain across the Sierra Nevada, just minor impacts though. The big winds are going to be down through Southern California, especially Wednesday night into Thursday. And you can see these high wind warnings that are going to be in effect for tomorrow. Some wind advisories out there as well across the areas. You know the drill for the higher terrain, and those gap areas of Santa Ana winds are going to be pretty strong. Taking a look here at the general trough and ridge position, 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. Put this into motion. You see that ridge retrograde back over the Gulf of Alaska here, allowing that polar lobe to move down the coast. Going to spawn that storm system here we're going to look at here and move it all the way down across California here on in through midweek. Some pretty chilly temperatures with that system there as well. More on that here in a moment. Now the Santa Ana winds. You'll notice this high pressure buildup as we go through Thursday morning across the Intermountain West here. And then you can kind of see that gradient there as it pushes these offshore winds across Southern California before that gradient starts to relax here as we go towards the weekend. And then you'll notice how the pressures drop here, and the system will be moving down across the area here, and this low pressure will be bringing some precipitation across the state, some mountain snows as well, and chilly temperatures even all the way down through Southern California. More on that here in a moment before that low pressure pivots there across Arizona and out over Colorado and New Mexico shown there. Now looking at 2,500 feet here, trying to show you that general wind direction from the north and northeast flow here across much of the state. Those strong Santa Ana winds get going here as we go on in through Thursday morning, shown there quite well across Southern California. And then you'll notice these winds start to dive down out of the northwest here off the coastline as we go through Saturday, and we get this system moving down the coastline here. That's going to bring that storm across the state of California here on in through early next week. Now here we're looking at 80 meter wind speed, NAM3CAM, a high resolution model. You can see not too bad as we go through the day today, but watch these winds really kick up through this evening and on in through Thursday morning. Some pretty big gusts coming up here, folks. So heads up for the Santa Ana winds across the area on in through tomorrow. Now taking a look here, this is the accumulated max 10 meter wind gust, 33 feet above the surface level there. So that's known as a surface level wind. You can see these big wind gusts, some of these up over 80 towards 90 miles per hour across some of the higher terrain there, all the way out across the coastline. The typical windy areas there for Santa Ana winds there. This is the NAM3CAM high resolution model, if I didn't already point that out. This is the European hot off the presses here. This is 6-hour precipitation. You get precipitation type and surface pressure here. First system goes down across the Intermountain West there. Then you can see the trough digging out over the Pacific Northwest. That's going to develop that storm system here across California, bring that mountain snow and chilly temperatures all the way down through Southern California here, as well as some precipitation and some snow for the higher terrain all the way down in towards the Mexico peninsula down there as well, before this storm pivots through Arizona also and off in towards Colorado and New Mexico. So pretty dynamic storm system diving down early this week across the southwest portion of the USA here. Here's the Canadian. Let's see if it agrees with the European there. This again is this morning's run, hot off the presses. Arctic air starts to sag south. Cyclogenesis over the state of California here. Mountain snows again pretty far south and pivots across Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado here. So pretty good agreement here between models on this system here as we go on in through early next week. This would be Tuesday morning shown there. This is looking at 850 millibar temperatures, 5,000 feet here. If we put this into motion here, you'll clearly see this Arctic air mass move down over the Pacific Northwest and try to reach out off the west coast there, develop that storm system, bring it back in, mainly during the day, Monday and on in through Tuesday morning here. But look at this very cold air aloft here, moving down across portions of California, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado here, setting the stage for quite a dynamic storm to move across the southwest USA here early this week. Now, this is 2-meter temperature anomaly here. This is just kind of showing you what kind of temperature you're going to be dealing with at that Arctic air barreling down across Pacific Northwest, across California, the entire west coast, pretty well below average here as we go on in through early next week, shown there. Now, taking a look here, total precipitation in inches. I want to highlight this is not a huge precipitation maker as we go, but it will be bringing some precipitation across the region. Looks like right now it's bullseyeing actually the Southland here, the Los Angeles Metro down towards San Diego on the higher terrain there. But the Sierra Nevada is going to get some snowfall out of this system as well. Pretty chilly system overall, and I'll show you that here in a moment. This is Los Angeles. You can see that precipitation potentially arriving here as we go on in through Sunday morning, through Sunday afternoon into Sunday night there. Not a huge maker, but anything is kind of a big deal there across Southern California. Now, this is looking at temperatures for LA. Look at this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at some of these overnight lows down into the 30s. That's downright cold for Los Angeles. Just wanted to point that out. You know, the chilly nature to the system diving down across California here. Some highs up only into the low 50s shown there. So you can imagine the higher terrain definitely going to be dealing with some snowfall. Now, this is significant wave height and direction. You can see this swell should be ending as we go through the day today. Get a bit of a break, but it's going to fire back up again here with this next storm system as we go on in through the day Monday. A lot of the coastal areas might not be affected too much, but that can still mean sneaker waves and some rip currents as well along the coastline there. So the wave action should remain active as we go through the early next week as well. This is looking at Lake Tahoe. You can see that potential for some snow starting to come in here as we go on in through Sunday night. So a pretty good signal for that. Any additional snow would be welcome at this time. This is purely for fun here. So this is Los Angeles International Airport, 24-hour snow, 10-to-1 ratio. And one of the ensembles actually picked up a chance for a couple tenths of an inch of snow. It's purely entertainment right now. Do not expect this to happen. I just wanted to point this out. Just kind of an interesting thing. I like to look at sometimes areas in warm climates here just to see if they ever pick up any kind of chance for snowfall. But it's a pretty chilly system out there, and it's interesting that one of the ensembles did show it there. So just kind of get a chuckle out of that and move on. But anyway, yeah, I got the Santa Ana wind, Southern California coming up here, and then that cool system's going to move down that west coast here. We'll take a look at that and try to see what kind of details change as we go on in through tomorrow as well, see what kind of snows are going to pile up across the Sierra Nevada as well, and take a look at the track of this low as it moves across Southern California, across Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado as well. Pretty dynamic system. Going to bring some much-needed snow across the higher terrain there, you know, which feeds areas like Lake Mead and, you know, Colorado West Mountains there that end up bringing water towards Southern California. So a storm of that track would be much welcomed here as we go on in through early next week. We'll check that out again tomorrow to see if anything changes here coming up. But anyway, yeah, the channel's doing good. Click like, subscribe. I'll continue to cover California and other places as they are busy weather-wise. And yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow or the next day. We'll continue to watch that storm, and I will talk to you guys then.